Some people might think homesteading is too much work, and it's just not worth it. You can go to the store and buy food, so why even do it?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Morgan Homestead. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sandy.
So homesteading can be a lot of work. I mean, you gotta filling up the woodshed, you gotta cut the wood in the woods, you gotta bring the wood in, you gotta split it, you gotta stack it. So I mean that's getting ready for winter, and then getting all the pigs ready for winter, getting all the animals ready for winter. We move everybody up closer to the house to make it a little bit easier during if we have a lot of snow.
Yeah, and there's a lot of chores that we have to do to prepare, obviously, like everyone, put our gardens to bed and all of that. But I realize we never have really taken you guys on a day in the life of what it's like to go around and the chores that we do. So we're going to show you a bit of that here, and then we'll come back and talk about whether it's all worth it.
Alright, so because I don't have my own garage, I keep all my fermented feed in my dad's garage, who lives just right next door. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to mix up a batch of the feed. Once I get 3 buckets empty, that's when I take a bag and fill up. So what I do here is I take these 5-gallon buckets. I take one bag, 150-pound bag of feed, and I put equal amounts in each bucket, approximately. A little too much in this one. Alright, so then what I do is I take them and I fill it up with water the rest of the way. So while that one's filling, I'll go get the other bucket. So that's all I do. I don't have to mix it or anything. I just put this one in the garage and come back and get the other one. So then, once I get them in here, I just put covers on them. And then they sit and ferment. By the time I use them, about 3 to 4 days. And then I grab 2. I take out for the feeding. I gotta do this about just once a day, basically. The actual filling of the buckets. And that's going to depend on how many pigs you're feeding to. So then this is what it looks like after it sits for about 3 to 4 days. No mixing, I just let them sit. And then I just take the oldest one for the next feeding. So what I've been finding is the fermented food is good for their gut. It helps their gut health. It's supposed to they're supposed to absorb the nutrients a little bit better. It gives them a little bit of moisture, so they're getting a little bit of hydration as well by eating it. Plus, I've found that by having it wet like this, they waste less of it. And it seems like I go through less feed than I did last year. So it seems to be working out. We'll see the results when it comes time to take them in to see what their weights are, but it seems to be working out really well for me. Store the partial bucket of feed that I had from the previous day just in one of the rubber or plastic, whatever they are, garbage cans. And so adult pigs, we feed them, I give them 3 of these cups each day, or twice a day actually. Once in the morning, once in the evening. But because I have 5 pigs in this paddock, I fill 3 of these scoops with 4 of these, and then 1 with 3, which equals each one still gets 3 of these each feeding. You can hear them over there. They're hungry. Watch out for the fence. As you can see, they're very impatient. When it comes to feeding time. So our growing season in Minnesota here is starting to wind down. So the paddocks aren't the greatest right this time of year. This is a winter paddock where we keep them during the winter time, but I still will be rotating them for a little bit longer here, probably the next month, before they will be in their permanent winter paddocks for the next 6 months.
baby. Hi, Pebbles. There's Rose, the noisy one. Rose likes to make lots of noise. It's time to eat. There's Pebbles, my sweetie, and Ginger. She's actually Pebbles' daughter. Rose we got from a friend's farm. She's noisy. And you can probably hear the boys. They're noisy too. Getting bowls ready. They're like, hey.
Nothing in there yet. Silly pigs.
They're short on bowls right now. We need to buy some more bowls. Come on, baby. Just a minute. Oh my goodness. You gotta be quick. They get pushy with each other. Oh my goodness. Over here are the boys. These boys are all noisy. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, boys. You don't need to be so noisy. You don't need to be so noisy. No. They're cute though. They are cute. They're not. One thing about pigs is they aren't. This is the only time they're noisy. Oh, oh. You missed.
Well, that was a miss. Look, you guys stepping in it. Forward in. You're gonna have to keep it off the ground.
They'll find it. The little ones.
So these guys just turned 2 months old yesterday. So we give them 1 pound of feed for every month of age until they're 3 months, and then they max out at about 3 pounds during the summertime when there's pasture. Two bowls of feed and they all eat out of the same one.
Yeah, they say pigs are smart, but I beg to differ sometimes.
Hey, big guy. So one thing too that I found, we used to feed them on the ground. Because the bulls are a little bit of a pain, they drag them around a little bit. See, I had a couple different feeders that I've been testing out. I have those couple that I cut a barrel in half, 55-gallon barrel, and use that as feed, which seems to be working pretty good. You can get about 2 to 3 pigs in each one of those. But the reason is that we're using bulls, it seems like they waste a lot less. Plus, they're not digging in the ground where the food was as much.
You're so cute. You're so cute. They're shaking. Are they cold?
They might be.
It is chilly this morning. It's like 41 or so. So explain why you're using this creeper.
Yeah, so this a kind of a creep feeder that I made up so they can go in and I can drop the board down in case I need to catch them.
Step back, that little one can't find its way in because...
Well, it is.
There we go. Okay.
But it just makes it easier to catch them. So 3 of these are sold and we'll be going here in a couple weeks. So now that I have them in here feeding in there, they're more comfortable. I can just close that board and then I can grab them and pull them out of there a lot easier.
We have one last customer.
What's going on, Pat? You haven't had any babies yet?
Peppers due any time now. Check and make sure though. She's so pushy.
Nope, no babies yet. Any day now.
Yeah, she's really bagging out. And that's it on the pig feeding.
So that's it for feeding pigs. So these are pasture pigs, and that's why we have them out on pasture. But in the summertime they'll eat hay. I mean, in the summertime they'll eat pasture, and then in the wintertime we give them hay.
So one of my chores every morning is to come out and make sure that the ducks have fresh water and enough food in their trough in the chicken tractor where we feed them. So since they're spending all their time down at the pond, they haven't really been dirty in the water and very much, so the water looks fine. They have food in there right now, so we're good to go, but I have to check on this every day. So the next chore on my list is to open up the greenhouse. It depends on what the temperatures is like, but I like to get it opened up so it doesn't get too hot in there. When the sun's out, it gets pretty hot. So I'm going to open up the side panels and the doors. Sometimes I will just open up half of the door, which I think I'm going to do today. That kind of makes sure we don't get predators in here, like this little hound dog.
Or hound dogs.
So I'm going to open up the sides too. Getting ready to wrap up the greenhouse. We have a lot of peppers, as you can see, still to harvest. So it's starting to get pretty cold, so I'm probably going to be doing that in the next week or so. Outside raised beds are done, so we just have a little cleanup to do. I do have some carrots to harvest here, but everything else is done. We'll close this up, and that's it. Okay, so after Kevin finished feeding the pigs this morning, we both went in, had some breakfast. He did go back out and give some fresh water to the cows and gave them some treats. So I know they were looking kind of sad there. After he went out to take care of the cows, I had to go to work because I still do work a full-time office job. So I went to work, and then it's lunchtime. So at lunchtime, I usually come over and let the chickens out. So I'll do that. And they insist on a treat. Rooster intimidates me. So that's about it for letting the chickens out. I just got to go check for eggs. So Phyllis is doing really well, and Vanilla, they run off into the woods though.
Nilla's getting pretty big.
Yeah, really big. Very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna check for eggs. I have a broody hen, and she's been sitting on eggs now. I take her off every day, but this has been going on for a couple weeks, so we'll see if she's still in here. Yeah, I actually have 2 of them in here right now. One of them's getting up. But this hen's been broody. I have to grab her by the tail feathers and lift her up and take her off of the eggs, and I take the eggs because we don't need any more chickens. We don't want any more, but I don't know when she's going to give up because we're not going to let her hatch out any baby chicks. So that's it on my chores for the morning, early. So we do the same routine every evening. I will close up the chicken coop, check on the ducks, and I'll close up the greenhouse, and Kevin will feed the pigs.
All right, so all morning after I fed the pigs and stuff, I've been putting up winter paddocks here. I'm adding 5 more winter paddocks for the pigs. So I do have the perimeter fence done. Now I'm just working on the interior that separates all the paddocks from each other. This is just a strainer, fence strainer, they call them, so that you can tension up the line. I put one of these on each line that I run here in the middle. And you just turn this, after you get this up, you just spin this, and it tightens that line up. Because over time they do stretch. So that's it. I just gotta do 2 more up in this line, and then I have 2 more paddocks to separate.
What about those over there? Are they done?
Those are done. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. There's 2 more this way. All right. Good job. So it looks like Kevin got the girls moved over to the first winter paddock. You guys, I don't have any food. Oh, they think I'm here to feed them, but no. I'm not, girlies. I'm not. I can't. So basically that's kind of a day in the life of, you know, Kevin's daily chores, my daily chores, but there's obviously a lot more work that happens around here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that happens that you don't get to see here. It would just be too much to show in one episode.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, it is a lot of work. I enjoy it. I get to be outside all day long instead of being stuck in an office somewhere. And it's kind of my gym. It's my workout. It keeps me a little bit more physically active than I would normally be if I were having a day-to-day job.
Yeah, and I'm unfortunately still working an office job, so I'm inside most of the day. I do get out to get some chores done, but someday I'll be a full-time homesteader, and I'm sure that I'll enjoy it. We're learning so much as we do this, so I hope that we're encouraging you guys to give it a try. On the next video, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I wrap up the greenhouse and get that ready for winter. And we're going to show you our setup for the paddocks for the pigs for the winter. But that's it for this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye for now.
Bye.